Hello everyone, this is Krista and welcome to the Feminine Takeoff. So today's video is going to talk about how dating could be equivalent to getting a new luxury handbag. So before I get started on getting the bag, I just want to get myself a little bit settled in. I'm going to cut up my persimmons and have my dates set up so I can have something to nibble on while I talk to you ladies. And also I think this is going to be my longest video so far. So because of that, I'm just going to also set up my tea set so that I don't strain my voice as I'm talking for a long period of time. And I would like to invite you ladies to also do the same. So please get your water, juice, wine, tea, whatever refreshments you'd like, and let's get settled in and comfortable so we can get started. Thank you all for your patience, by the way. Hello everyone, this is Krista and welcome to the Feminine Takeoff. So I'm just going to have some tea and we are going to start our discussion. I have my tea here. There are little roses inside of it. It's one of my favorite tea. And I also have my honey jar and my persimmon. And also dates, because I love dates. And sometimes when I'm really busy with work, I forget to eat. And dates just help me so I don't feel dizzy or something like that, like blood sugar or something like that. And also in Mali, where I was born, it's considered polite to offer someone dates when they come to visit you. So I don't know, I just love dates because I've been eating it for a long time since I was a child. Okay, so let me get a little sip of my tea. And let's get started on my topic today. Today's topic was an extremely well thought of topic. I even thought about whether or not I wanted to present this topic or not. So forgive me in advance if I seem a little hesitant. I just been, again, just very specific on whether or not I wanted to talk about this. So since we're all settled in, get whatever you need, whether you get your own tea, a glass of wine, water, notes, whatever it is that you need, classical music, whatever it is that you truly need, just get it and let's get started, ladies. Okay, so this topic today is going to be on femininity and dating. So I wrote here that dating should be like buying or investing is actually a really good keyword. So dating is like buying or investing in a brand new luxury handbag that you may use, that you may keep, or that you may even pass on to your children. So let's get started. Okay, now that we are talking about handbags, we've probably lost the man, so I can actually get started and be comfortable in talking about this topic. It worked. All right, feminine ladies, so this is actually going to be a very intentional topic, so forgive me in advance. I will apologize in advance. I am gonna go a little bit deeper. Okay, I'm going to go in here, so this is just an apology in advance. Okay. Okay, so 3 things you should consider when buying a brand new handbag or dating. Okay, initial intention, long-term use, and overall intentions. So let's get started, ladies. So point number one here is initial excitement, which can even be equivalent to enthusiasm. Okay, so imagine yourself going to this luxury place or this place to get a brand new handbag. This is gonna be a luxury handbag. You're gonna see why it's supposed to be a luxury handbag in a moment as I get deeper. So in initial excitement, that is when having a rotation comes in. Okay, so imagine you go to this handbag place, this store, let's say Chanel or Dior or Gucci, wherever it is that you're going to get, Hermes, wherever it is that you're going to go get this really nice handbag, or Saks, Macy's, wherever. But let it be a place that is a boutique store and a very intentional niche like place. Okay, because of course when you're dating you have very specific desires and standards, right? So point number one in initial excitement is that is where keeping a rotation comes in important. Okay, so when you go to a store and you say, I want to buy a handbag, what happens? The salesperson, depending on what kind of store and what kind of relationship you have with the salesperson, or just depending on the store in general, right? What happens? In a nutshell, from my usual experience is I go to a store and I say, I want to buy a handbag. What happens next is the salesperson starts bringing me handbags, right? So the salesperson will start bringing you handbags, and this is where a rotation comes in. Let's say you're dating, so you put one on your arm and you say, I like this one, or I don't like that one, or let's look at the color, or maybe they might even ask you, what color are you looking for? Do you have a specific brand you're looking for? These are all okay questions that you should ask when you're dating, right? Or that people are going to ask you if you go to a matchmaker, or if you go to wherever you go to find your man. Even if you go on a dating website, I don't advise dating websites, but hey, we are in 2024. You go for it. If it works for you, it works for you. Great. I will not knock anybody's strategy that has been perfect and working for them, right? So in a rotation, you have more than one bag on your arm. You're trying it on. I should probably bring a handbag in here. Oh God, a lot of times I put my handbags away. So I'm just gonna bring my everyday bag. Let's just do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is just one of my everyday handbags, so this works for this strategy. When you're in the store and they're bringing you different handbags, what happens? You try it on, you say, I like this one, or you go like, this one, I don't know, let's see how the chains are, or you know what, I have way too many black bags, I want a beige bag, or I have too many beige bags, I want a black bag, or I want a nude bag, I want a green bag, the color of money. You decide what it is that you actually want in this stage, and so there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, and just also, a really important thing, I have to say this, disclaimers. When you are trying on a new handbag, okay, we are equating this to dating. This is done in public, okay? Even if you go to a store and you have really high status with a store, which you never know, and they take you to a private showcasing in the back of the store, in the manager's office, or in a fitting room, a specific place, you're still in public. Why? Because the store is a public store. Of course, they have private events there, or they're giving you a private showing, but it is still a public area, okay? So why I'm saying this is important is that when you have a rotation happening, you're not doing anything behind closed doors in hiding with any one person, okay? Don't do that, ladies. Just disclaimers, we're in 2024. I have to be safe, okay? And also remember that you're in the store and you're trying on new handbags. You're not taking any of them home yet, okay? You haven't bought the bag. You know, that's not how it works, or anything like that. So you went to the store, you're trying on the bags in person, dating, right? In person. You're not taking it back home with you. You're not saying, oh my god, once you take it back home, that's it, you bought it, that's it, right? That we haven't gotten that far just yet. You know me, I have no shame in perfecting and beautifying myself. I really don't. But anyway, while you're in this rotation trying the different handbags, you can say, oh my god, this bag is so nice, I really like it, I'm really excited about it, but it has a scuff on it. So what do? You gently place it down, and the salesperson has other bags available for you. And I say gently because this is actually really important. I believe that you receive what you get, or you get what you you receive what you send out, right? So if you are saying, okay, this handbag, it's really nice, I like it, but it doesn't work for me, let me just try something new. But because you're gently, with elegance and poise and kindness, putting this handbag down, what happens is that the salesperson might actually even feel like, oh my god, she doesn't like this bag, but she's being really strategic and very diplomatic about this. So what do? They will bring you more bags. And that, you know, same with dating. If you're saying, okay, this guy is really nice, but I'm not sure where to place him yet, I have a rotation happening, let me just gently place him aside while I'm figuring this out. Again, he's a human being, you're a human being, and the people you're dating are human beings too. So you don't want to get in the habit of just saying, this doesn't work for me, cast it away or disrespect it away. Okay, there's a tactful, kind way to do something, so that because first of all, we're feminine ladies, right? So we're not going to just throw things away or mistreat things or disrespect things. That's not normal for us to do, okay? Unless it's very, very specific. There are very, very specific situations and scenarios. And you might even say, I might get back to it. So just because I place it down doesn't mean I'm saying, oh my god, it's dead to me, it's gone, I hate this bag or anything like that. All you're saying is, it's really nice, but it has a scuff on it, or it has something that I don't necessarily love. Let me put it aside. I might get back to it. Okay, and so because you've tactfully and kindly done this, there really shouldn't be it shouldn't be difficult to get back to. And again, you don't always have to say out loud, especially if you're on a date, that I don't like you, I'm gonna get back to you. Okay, again, treat people the way you want to be treated. Say things out loud. The things that you're saying out loud to people, if someone were to come to you and say them out loud to you, how would you feel? Would you be upset? Would you be offended? You know, how would you feel? Be honest. And then treat people accordingly. Maneuver through life accordingly, right? Or you can even say, let's see how time allows me to feel about it. Maybe it's the only one of this kind. Maybe the design flaw that you see on it is a stitching flaw, and because it's a handmade bag, you know, just because it's manufactured God's work or the creator's work, you know, as a human being would be, or the handbag, the crafter's work, is going to have flaws, because humans are flawed, right? So you can just say, I want to see how time allows me to feel about it. Is this flaw something I can, you know, grow into, or is this flaw something that's not so specific? You know, it's not going to be a perfect bag, because again, a robot didn't make it. Okay, it's not designed to be perfect. Nobody is perfect, not even a designer bag, right? And when I say gently, also think about, let's say a lot of people say we're in a stimulation. I don't know whether or not I believe or agree with this, but let's just use that example. let's say that we are in a stimulation, right? And let's just say YouTube, for example, and the algorithm shows you things based on how you react to the content, right? So if you're reacting to the content, the bag or the person being presented to you on a date or in the store, and you're like, no, I don't like this, I don't like that one, this one is ugly, this one is that. Well, the algorithm has learned your pattern that when you don't like a content, you just throw it away. You just kind of dismiss it. You quickly swipe left. So it will give you contents that are almost like in the category of who you are, right? Or it will, or otherwise, if you are gentle, like, this is nice, but I don't like this one, or let me look at this one for a few more seconds before I decide if it's good or bad for me, then the algorithm notices that you take your time, and the content that it curates to you is intentional in that matter. It's also in your type of category. Okay, so again, if you're rude, if you cast things and people aside rudely, then of course the algorithm of life, right, is going to say, it's going to put you also in that category. But if you cast things, you gently place things on the side, the algorithm of life will bring things to you gently, and when it's time to have them removed, they will also be gently removed, because that's just the standard of how you maneuver through this stimulation. And again, I am speaking metaphorically about this, so please don't take this when I say handbag, I mean the date. Okay, so actually that's what I need to specify. When I say bag or handbag, I mean date. Okay, because we're again comparing dating to getting a luxury bag. So back to stage 1, the initial excitement or enthusiasm. In this stage, you're also not putting your money inside of the bag. You're only trying the handbag on. You're seeing, do I like the color? Do I like how much it fits? Do I like, you're just, it's like an initial introduction to the bag. Okay, you're not putting your money in it, you're not walking out the store with it, you're not taking the bag home. You are simply just accustoming yourself. Is that a word? Sometimes, because I speak many languages, I just kind of I make a Frankenstein of words, and then I just make them up and assume they're like normal words. So please don't mind me. Maybe I'm butchering a word again, but in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is, in these early stages, you're not making yourself custom or used to this handbag. You're just seeing initial aspects of it, as I would say. So again, you're not putting your money into the bag. The only too much you're going to be doing when it comes to this bag is probably putting too much makeup on when you're driving to the store, when you're driving to the date to take a look at this bag. Okay, that's it. You're not doing anything further. Again, these are the initial stages. So, and the only money you're spending as it relates to this bag or to this shopping experience is money that you put in gas money that you put in your car to get to the store. Okay, we're not doing too much here. We're specifically, strategically taking things step by step. You're not putting all of your belongings in the bag. That step will come later on. Okay, but right now, again, initial steps, baby steps. Point number 2 is long-term use. So in this step, while you're selecting your handbag, the early steps of this stage is the vetting process. Now, let's keep in mind the entire process, the vetting process started before you even went to the store, the dates, right? Again, we're speaking metaphorically. So store means date, handbag means the date, okay? So in step number 2 being long-term use, and this is like the vetting stage. But remember, you should be vetting since the beginning, right? The vetting process actually should have began when you said, I want a handbag. okay? Because when you said that, then you would think, what do I want the handbag for? Why do I need the handbag? Or what store do I go get this handbag at? How do I come upon this handbag? Do you understand? So you're not just waiting till step 2 to start vetting. These vetting questions start within you. It starts with you first, okay? And then you develop the vetting, and it increases, especially critically increases when it's necessary. Maybe you sense something wrong in this point number 2, long-term use. So maybe the bag is perfect, but you're thinking, I don't like how the salesperson is pushing it. Okay, what's truly wrong with it? Or maybe there's nothing wrong with the bag, but you're just like, this salesperson really wants me to buy this bag right away. It really wants me to take this bag home right away. Why? Okay, and so that's making you get taken aback a little bit, kind of like you're on a date. Someone, hopefully you ladies don't experience this. I really do not wish this on my feminine takeoff ladies, but it can be possible that you go on a date to buy a handbag, right? You go on this date, and then this date, the salesperson is like, I want you to take this bag home right now. Let's go home, let's go home, let's go home. Then you're like, oh my God, I thought this bag was gonna be the perfect bag for me. Why do I feel so pressured? Maybe it's not the right bag after all, And also I wrote one thing down. I said, note that one bag might have 5 different people looking at it, okay? I work for a luxury designer brand before, and a lot of times when we get, especially our special handbags, like limited editions, maybe there are like 5 or 10 of them that are made in the entire world, or even less sometimes with that number. Know that there might be more than one person looking at the bag if the bag is that special. However, this is not to alarm you. This is just for you to be mindful about. So just, be mindful that you're not the only one considering this handbag. You're not the only one vetting this handbag or being vetted by the store that's going to sell you this handbag, okay? So again, we live in a very abundant world. This is not a big thing to be concerned or worried about, but it's just something to keep in mind. If the bag is yours or is meant to be yours, it will be, no matter if there are 10 billion people who are looking for it. Actually, there isn't 10 billion people in the world. So if the handbag is meant to be yours, it doesn't matter if there are millions of people or billions of people looking at it. If it's meant to be yours, it will be yours. That's where you rest in your femininity and your groundedness and your peace within yourself. And also, if it's meant to be yours, if you can afford the handbag, when I say afford, I don't mean just with money. When you can either spiritually, energetically, or physically afford this bag, it will be yours. Okay, you almost cannot even push it away or fight it away. If it's truly meant to be yours, it will be. Okay. And also, we're still at step number 2. We're still at step number 2, and this is also the step where you try to see if everything you have can fit in the bag, okay? So we've passed the first enthusiasm, the excitement stage in buying the bag. Now we're looking at long term. How does this bag now fit? So now you can start asking, does my hairbrush, my mini hairbrush fit in this bag? Does my little fragrance fit in this bag? Or, for example, in my bag, I don't buy any bag that I can't fit certain things into. My keys, this bag, I really beat her up so much, so this is not fair, but like, for example, my keys, my headphones. I also use sometimes this bag as a small travel bag when I want to. So I listen to a lot of podcasts, or I edit my videos sometimes when I'm at work, on my break, of course, or when I'm on a flight or something. So it's really important for me to have my AirPods. It's really important for me to have my earpods for those reasons. I also need to powder. You guys see how oily? I don't know. I can't tell if I'm always glowing or oily. So because of that, I always just have my compact powder that I just powder myself with really quickly. I don't have any bags that cannot fit this in it. Okay. And what else? My wallet. I don't have any bag that does not fit my wallet's in it, otherwise what's the point, right? Let's see. And money, just things, so figure out this second stage. This second step is just knowing, where's my special pen? Oh, here it is. Okay, so this second stage, it's okay now to start asking long-term questions like, do the things I have, can it fit into this bag? And also this is a perfect time to ask questions like, how does this bag fit into my life? Okay, how does this date fit into my life? What am I going to use this bag for? Okay, remember, bag means date, right? We're speaking metaphorically. So how does this bag fit into my life? What am I going to use this bag for? Is it capable of me using it in this way? Because just because you want to use the bag for something, you think you can use the bag for this, but maybe it's not capable of you using it that way. Maybe the type of leather it is, it cannot be on the sun all the time. And let's say that you love to have daily walks in the sun every day, okay? Or whatever it is, it's very good to ask, well, is it capable? Is the bag itself capable for what I need it for? Okay? Is it capable to deliver it? So it can be capable for what you need it for, but can it deliver? Okay, so your dates can be capable of being respectful and kind and all of these things, but can he deliver? Just because you're capable at doing something doesn't mean you'll deliver. You can do it, but will you want to? Are you able to, even if you can? So these are questions to ask. Oh my God, it's already getting dark. I really don't like this early sunset thing. It's only about almost 5 o'clock, but look how dark it already is outside. It's awful. Anyway, another example, if you want to take this bag hiking, yet the bag you're looking at is a soft calfskin bag, maybe you can't take it hiking. Maybe you should consider other bags, right? So this second stage, the long-term stage, is really the time to start asking in-depth questions. And also in this stage, the long-term use process, the long-term use part of the dating, of getting the handbag, this is the time you ask things like, how does this bag fit into my life? Does it fit into my life? Can I afford it? Okay, and not just monetarily, but can I afford it as in, let's say that the person you're dating loves partying all the time, right? And you're like, well, I like partying too, and I don't mind partying a little bit, but can you afford losing sleep, partying every day, flying to Ibiza, flying to another state, flying, or not even flying, just driving a car, or heck, I don't advise this, but taking the bus to a party all the time? Okay, can I afford energetically what this bag needs? Okay, or the need that this bag will need to be able to maintain with its presence in my life? Can it fit into my life? And cannot fit into its life, right? But really, you're the one getting the bag. So the deep question is, can this handbag fit into my life? And what will it cost me to place it there? Does this handbag fit into my life? And what would it cost me to fit it inside of my life? Okay, these are very serious questions to have, my feminine ladies. And now the third step in getting a handbag dating is overall intentions. Okay, so this is a stage where you ask questions. Again, you're always asking questions, but in each stage there are layers and depths of a question. Okay, your questions can be more serious now. Your questions will maybe even need more investigation now. Maybe the date will answer the question wrongly, or the salesperson giving you the handbag, the representative can give you who's giving you the bag, might answer your questions one way, but after doing your research you realize I don't think this is a true answer to the questions that I ask, or this is not the accurate questions. This is a little bit, I got a more embellished question. So the actual response to the questions that I had, thank God that I went and did a little bit of investigation. So again, with topic number 3, this is where you ask questions like, what is the overall intention for this bag? Okay, you already got excited about the bag, you started asking some small long-term questions, but now you you dive deeper. Deep diver. Oh God, this is why I'm single. Anyway, so you dive deeper into your intentions of wanting this handbag, of wanting this date, right? So you ask yourself things like, am I buying this bag to hold me off until I get the bag of my dreams? So is my reasoning for entertaining this bag, or entertaining the idea of buying this bag, or even buying it, making the sale, finalizing the sale, is my reasoning for it is to get something that will hold me off until I can afford the bag of my dreams? Is this the bag of my dreams? Am I settling for this bag? Okay. And would I want to give this bag to my children? Would I want to give this bag to my children? Is this bag safe to be around my children? Okay. Are my children even safe enough to come out of this bag? Okay. Is this bag good for my children? Is this the bag of my dreams? Okay. If this is a $200 bag, when I can afford a $10,000 bag, am I still going to want this bag? Am I still going to respect this bag? Am I still going to be able to cherish this bag? If this is the only bag I can get now, is this truly what I want? Or am I just getting it because it is $200 today? Or if it's $50 today? And when I can afford to buy multiple or get multiple $10,000 bags, am I still going to want this bag? Is this bag going to evolve with me? Is it going to grow with me? Is it going to grow into a $10,000 bag? Or do I just need to just wait for the $10,000 bag if that's what I really want? Okay? So these are very serious and intentional questions. I know I'm speaking metaphorically, but please, ladies, these are really important questions that you need to ask yourself when dating or when you're picking up a handbag. So when you run to the altar and say, yes, I vow, I want to get married, are you vowing into the future? When you run to the cashier, when you run to the salesperson and say, sold, 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 I want to get this bag, get this bag, get this bag, is this the bag of your future? Are you vowing this bag into your future? These are really, really important things to ask. That's why some of you, my friends, or sometimes people make fun of me or laugh at me for having been engaged a few times. I get it. It can be a little bit embarrassing, but some people might think that I'm crazy for getting engaged many times, or like refusing a proposal, or accepting it and saying, you know what, I really can't get married. I'm sorry, I know I said yes, but after I've done some deeper work or did some investigation, this isn't, no, thank you. Some of you might laugh or think I'm crazy for getting proposed to many times or getting engaged, but getting proposed to is exciting, ladies. Okay, well, first of all, I don't think a woman should just accept and run to the first person who's throwing marriage in her face. Okay, again, that's an unpopular opinion. I might get crucified for saying this, but I think that women, especially after doing the inner work, cultivating yourself, cultivating your mind, your beauty, your body, self-caring overall, self-improving, you will have many suitors, you will have many offers. Okay, so I don't think women should jump at the first train or the first guy who says, you're gonna be my wife. You know, my brother gave me advice a long time ago, right? Take this advice with me every day. He said, Krista, you're a beautiful woman, you're a beautiful girl, and you're my sister, so I'm not being weird. Of course, that's my brother, he's not weird, okay? But he said, you're a beautiful girl. Many people are gonna think, many men are gonna think you're the right woman for them. It is your job to determine if they're the right man for you. Okay? And when my brother told me that, I think I was in my late teens or maybe early 20s, so I never really understood it until now, as I'm in my late 20s. Oh my God, it makes sense. Many, especially sometimes as beautiful women or women who are doing their inner work and beautifying themselves inside and outside, you'll notice that we will attract different types of people. Okay, like a light, when you put a light inside of a forest, it will attract many things. It will attract insects, it will attract hunters, it will attract animals, it will attract predators, it will attract the wounded who need help. So it is your job to say, someone, of course I am a light, of course I'm beautifying myself inside and outside. Okay, now of course you think I am the best for you, but are you the best for me? Can you fulfill me in the ways that I need to be fulfilled? Okay, these again are such serious questions to ask, ladies. I cannot stress this enough. Anyway, back to what I was saying. It's very exciting to be engaged. Okay, it can be even addicting. And I mean this in the most modest and humble way, of course, but it's very exciting to be engaged. People give you free things. Once people know you just got engaged, people give you things, people throw parties for you. People love, okay? Love is a beautiful thing, and people love to see it, especially if we're in a world where it's not easily attainable or found. Being engaged is so exciting, okay? But you know what's not exciting? Getting stuck with something that you didn't realize you could even be stuck with. Think about that, ladies. So back to the questions you must ask in this final stage. You should ask yourself, can I return this bag? Okay, when I worked at a luxury handbag place, they took returns, but in very, very special cases. So what that means is you cannot return anything that you've worn, whether it is the bag or the ready-to-wear, the clothing, whatever. And so what I mean by that is, if you buy a luxury handbag and the salesperson nicely put a box together, sealed it for you, put the bag inside of a dust bag, stamped it for you, did everything, and gave you the shopping bag, and you walked out of the store with the shopping bag, maybe you'd be able to return it because you didn't wear it. Or let's say you go home and you're like, oh, I'm having buyer's remorse, or I really shouldn't. I've seen people do this far too many times. Oh my God, I was a little tipsy and my friends egged me on. I really shouldn't have bought this $8,000 bag. But you didn't wear it. Then, only then, will the store allow you to bring the bag back. But otherwise, if the salesperson, you got excited, they popped a little champagne for you or sparkling water, and they gave you the bag, and you're like, no, take it out of the shopping bag. Let me show you. Because I've seen people do this people used to do this all the time when I worked in retail. You would say, no, take the bag out of the dust bag, or take it out of the shopping bag. I want to wear it. I want to walk out, the store with it. I want people to see the logo, see it on me. Well, guess what? Once the salesperson see you with the bag on your hand, that means you worn it. You're not allowed to return it. It doesn't matter if it's a $30,000 bag. It doesn't matter if it's a $100,000 bag. If you've worn it, it's yours. They will not let you return it. Okay? So you need to ask yourself, can I return this bag? Is this final sales? Okay? Can I, when I say yes to this man, is it to death do us part? Is he crazy? Or not even yes to be his wife, yes to be his girlfriend. I don't believe in having boyfriends anymore. I think Mina Irfan, or the Universe Guru, talks about this. She tells you steps as to why. It's an imaginary title. If you don't know her, I advise going to check out her channel. She really teaches really valid points as to how we women can protect ourselves and enjoy life, enjoy our femininity in a multitude of ways. But again, that's a whole another topic for later. If you want to, I think her channel is the Universe Guru or something like that. Go check it out. But anyway, back to the handbags. Your question should be, is this final sales? By this stage, you should also know the full cost of the bag. Okay, not how much the salesperson tells you it can be on sale for, not how much the salesperson tells you its resale value is. So if you buy it now, you might be able to sell it on eBay for higher. No, you need to know exactly what it's going to cost you to walk away with this bag. You need to know exactly what it is going to cost you to bring this bag into your home, into your life, into your bed. Jesus Christ, you need to know. You need to know, ladies. You need to know, please. Okay, so, and whether or not you can also easily afford the bag. Okay, so ladies, you already know this, but I have to say it. If a bag is advertised as $3,000, you will not walk in with $3,000 in your pocket and afford the bag. There are taxes. There are any charms you want to get on the bag, if they have little jewelry or a little scarf they want to pair with the handbag. There are warranty costs if you want to add an extra warranty to the handbag, or whatever the case is. So ladies, you want to know the full disclosed cost of the bag and add it up. And even add a little bit more to it, just in case the taxes are different in your state. Okay? And ask yourself again, can I easily afford this handbag? And after I afford it, after I buy it, am I going to be okay with having no other money to put inside of it? After I spent all my money on this bag, after I spent all my energy on this man, am I going to be okay with being deplenished? Am I going to be okay with being exhausted after I did everything he wanted me to do to get him? Am I going to be okay with being empty at the end of the day? This is the type of questions we should ask ourselves, ladies. Are you okay with being empty after you've poured so much into this person, into acquiring this bag? And how does that make me feel? Am I okay with it? If I'm okay with it, how does me being okay with it make me feel? If I'm not okay with it, how does that make me feel? How does it make... We feminine ladies, we feel things. We feel things very broadly and very deeply. So it's okay to self-check in with yourself and say, how do I feel about this? You would be really surprised of what your inner self will reveal to you when you sit with yourself and ask yourself, how do I feel about this? And also you want to ask yourself, if a rainy day happens, how much effort am I willing to put to preserve this bag? Whether it's a literal rainy day. If it's raining, do I have to take the umbrella on top of my head and cover the bag with it? Or if I have a plastic bag under my hair to cover myself and a rainy day happens, this bag that I invested so much into, do I have to take the plastic, the protection that have over for myself to protect me against the rain? Am I gonna have to put it against the bag and me stay in the cold and the rain? Ask yourself this, ladies. It's not just dating. It's such an impactful decision, dating or buying a handbag. Okay? If something impactful happens to me during a rainy day, am I going to want to return this bag? Am I going to slowly resent this bag that I've sacrificed so much for that I might want to consider selling it and getting rid of it? Ask yourself this, can I handle it? We shouldn't be walking into a luxury store and saying, this bag is cute, I want it. We shouldn't be going into a dating situation and say, this guy is cute, I want him. You should be asking, whatever this bag come with, can I handle it? Whatever this man comes with, can I handle it? You would be surprised how different those answers will be each time you ask yourself. Okay, oh my god, I forgot this really important part, and I actually oh my god, I almost skipped over this. Okay, so this is a really important part to ask in this final third step, long-term goals with the bag. Is the bag authenticated? So when I work for a luxury retail store, I can't tell you the brand, or I don't want to, just because, again, with this what can I say, with this YouTube thing, I have really important timelines and goals that I want to get to in my life. So I never want to be in a stage where I've overshared or I've shared something that could not be good for me in my future, whether it is for my husband, it is for my children. I don't have any children now, but if I decide to have children in the future. When I used to work retail for a high-end luxury brand, we did this thing where when someone purchases a handbag, we had to authenticate it. And what that means is that it's illegal to have counterfeit goods in certain states, okay, in certain countries, in certain territories. So when let's say you go buy this handbag, it has to be authenticated. I don't remember like what I did exactly, but I think you write like the salesperson who sold the bag, or the name of the store number, and then you stamp it. It is authenticated. Okay, so and sign. Someone has to sign that they sold this bag to you. It's a real leather bag, or it's a real bag, and so on and forth. Okay. And the reason for that, again, is it is illegal to have counterfeit goods in some states and countries. So same with dating. Okay. And ask yourself, is this bag real? Is this man real? Okay, is it real leather? Am I being bamboozled? If you cross a border with counterfeit goods, best case scenario is that whoever gave you the bag or sold you the bag is legit, the company is a real company, and they get screwed, they get in trouble for, allowing you to cross the border with these fake goods, or, whatever it is, right? But let's just say it's the other way around. Let's just say that they're not legal. They're not a company. Or maybe they found them and they're like, what? I didn't sell you this bag. I didn't give this to you. I don't know you. I've never seen you a day in my life. Now what happens is that you're now stuck with this illegal thing, fake illegal thing, that you have to deal with. The best case scenario is whoever you dealt with is legal, or they are legit, and they get screwed, or they pull you out of the mess you've dug yourself in. The worst case scenario, you're just stuck. You're just stuck with this thing, with this person. The worst case scenario is that you got bamboozled and you're the only one who is screwed in this situation. That's the worst case scenario. And it can get so much worse. And so then you ask yourself, when you're getting a handbag, when you're dating, right? You ask yourself, do I have proof that he can deliver or has delivered on the things he claims? It is illegal to cross certain borders with fake goods. Is the marriage you've done with him legal? Has he married someone else? Because if you cross that border and you just married or made a lifelong commitment, bought a house, whatever you did with this person that you did not authenticate, and they get in themselves, you guys know, I will always powder myself. But anyway, if you just crossed the border with some, if you just did business, bought a house, married someone, God forbid, or locked yourself in legally with this person that you have failed to authenticate, what would end up resulting for you? What would be the result of that for you? You have just signed yourself up for a load of I don't want to say crap. I guess, is crap a bad word? Is it a curse word, crap? I don't know. You just signed yourself up for a crap load of problems that you could have easily avoided if you just authenticated the bag, authenticated the date. Does he have the money? Does he have the providership? He provide you with the safety, the intellect? Did he go to college? Does he have the work experiences he claims he has? Because if he doesn't, and you marry him, or you create a legal bond with him, or you lay down, have children with him, you just caused yourself a great deal of heartache and pain and mess that you have to clean up, or people who love you have to help you clean up. Does he have the things he said he introduced himself to have? Do you have proof that he has it? Because if he doesn't, and you just sold all your resources and followed him, or you just gave him all your resources and he steals it away, this happens. When it's too late, you realize he doesn't have $2 in his pockets. He didn't go to the university he says he does, so he doesn't have the work experience. Now he can't get hired because, he told you he was a software engineer or software developer. He told you he went to this and that school, and he doesn't even know how to turn on a computer. What happened? You're screwed. This provider that you think you have, this protector that you think you have, you just locked yourself in, made long-term goals, settled this bag into your life. This bag means date, right? Settle this person into your life. And it was all a facade. All a facade. And also, you ask yourself questions like, where does this bag come from? Where is this bag made? Okay. Leather from one country that is processes, or one place, not country necessarily, but leather from one place that over manufactures their animals or does bad things to however they source their leather, is less valuable than leather from another place that is specifically chosen, groomed, curated to produce you a specific type of handbag, a specific date. Okay, so, and again, this is a really sensitive topic, because just because someone came from something doesn't mean that should represent them. Let's say that they had, really bad parents or a really bad family, and they've worked really, really hard to get out of it. Now, I'm not saying you solely judge somebody because of that, but you do have to take certain things into account. You do have to know the full story in order to understand the exceptions. Okay? Don't let someone lie to you about something and then make an exception to them when you don't know the full story. Okay? Because again, that can be very dangerous. So back to the questions. Where does this handbag come from? Where does this man come from? Where is he manufactured? What is the source of this bag? Does this man have a lot to lose? If he decides to take you down, does he have enough to lose and can realize that he'll also have to go down with you? And who does this bag have to answer to when things go wrong? Can you call his parents when he starts yelling at you, when he starts beating you, or worse? And what are they going to do about it? I'll tell you guys a funny story. I was dating this guy one time, and I'm very playful, okay? I like squeal and giggle a lot when I'm safe with someone. When I'm unsafe, I can't scream for the life in me. Like I like my throat just clenches up and I get so nervous, and almost like my voice gets taken away. But when I'm comfortable with someone, I am so peaceful, and I like play. I'm very playful. I squeal, I giggle, like I just I get really, really excited easily. But anyway, so I'm dating this guy and we are tickling each other, okay? Nothing weird, not weird tickling. Literally, our clothes are on, we're just playing, we're just being playful. And he's a very big guy. He's like really tall. I'm tall, I'm 5'8" and I wear heels a lot. So I'm feminine and fragile, but I'm not small. Like if you compare me, of course there are women who are taller than me significantly, and women who are significantly taller that I'm significantly taller than. I'm like somewhere in the spectrum, okay? But this specific guy is a very big guy, okay? He's very big and he's really tall. Anyway, so we're being playful. I'm tickling him, he's tickling me, and somehow I think maybe he tickled me in the wrong spot and I screamed really loud, and immediately he was like and he's like, oh my god, are you okay? And then he said, oh my god, please don't scream like that, otherwise people are gonna think I'm doing something to you, and he said, and I think like another instance later I like squealed again or screamed, and he said, oh my god, if please don't do that, otherwise I will have to remove myself, okay? And he wasn't saying it in a mean way. But what that taught me about him is that he has a lot to lose, especially in this new day and age, right? Any assumptions can happen. Someone could be walking by and heard the wrong thing, or anything could go wrong. And also this guy is a really big guy, but he also had a big presence financially, what he did for a living. He owned businesses and things like that, so he had a lot to lose, okay? The wrong smear in his name, he could get into some mess, okay? So he's just protecting himself. But anyway, and he also has a standard. He has people that he has to answer to. He was raised by women, so God forbid a woman comes and say, your son did this to me, or this boy did this, this man did this. The women who brought him up are gonna be like, what? You did this to a woman? What? So you could tell that him making that comment, I could really tell, I even felt safer with him after he made that comment, because it made me think, oh my god, he would never hurt me to a certain extent because he has so much to lose. The people that he associate himself with hold him to a standard, so he's not gonna go and do something awful, God forbid, But anyway, back to the questions that you should ask. Where did he came from? Can you call his parents if he does something to you? And what are they gonna do about it? Okay, beyond the law, beyond asking for external help and sources, the police or whatever, does the people this person comes from, if he hurts you, if this bag's manufacturer screws you, are they going to be able to answer to someone? Are they being held to a specific standard? Okay? And I'm gonna give you guys an example. Chanel, the clothing brand, I'm not affiliated with them or anything like that. I'm just using them as an example. Chanel, the clothing brand, will never sell you a counterfeit bag. Now, you might think it's not worth the price, but they will never advertise genuine leather or genuine anything and sell you anything counterfeit. And it's not because they are honest, authentic people. It's not a character reason. Do you know why they would never? Because if you took that information, that wrongdoing, and you go to the media, they are screwed. Their reputation is screwed. They could never sell anything to anyone anymore. Okay? So I'm not saying, okay, only pick people. Of course, again, that can be a double-edged sword, right? But what I'm saying is, one second, guys. And all I'm saying is, associate with people or authenticate people enough that you know or have an idea. Of course, there are some things you don't know for sure. But if it quacks like a duck, it might be a duck. If it comes from people who repeatedly do certain things, he might be a changed man. But you're going to have to do some serious research first. It's better for you to be safe than sorry. Okay? And you want to also be with someone or select a handbag that, not because of integrity, but because of the law and because of their reputation, they have a lot to lose. Okay? You're not worth the headache of them screwing you. You're not worth the headache. If someone who has a lot to lose, you're not worth the headache of them having to go to court to defend themselves against something that you claim they've done to you. You're simply not worth the headache. And I mean, that might sound harsh, but it's better I'd rather not be worth a man's headache. I'd rather not be worth the headache of him hurting me than deal with just anybody from down the street. He has nothing to lose. And because I've been there before, I would never tell you ladies things that I have not had to work myself through. I'd rather deal with someone that it would be a headache if they hurt me. It would be a headache from them having to clean up the mess of screwing me over. Then deal with someone who has nothing to lose. They can just do anything to you as they wish. They have nothing to lose anyway. Okay? Think about that. So when you're picking this handbag, you want to make sure you're picking it from a store with a credible source. Okay? For your safety. For your future, the safety of your children if you have any, or your future children if you're going to have any with them or with anyone. And does this man you're trying to fit into your life, does he have the standard that he can answer to you if or when necessary? If he screwed up, can he be held accountable? Okay, one of my dating things is that when a guy wants to take me off the market, I don't believe in like boyfriend and girlfriend dating anymore, but I'm just also getting older. I'm in my late 20s, so I can't imagine I'm gonna be 30 soon and someone says, well, Krista, will you be my girlfriend? Oh, Jesus Christ. No. Okay, but anyway, when a guy wants to take me off the market and start asking serious questions, okay, I have my brothers vet him. My brothers are very important to me. I have my brother vet. When a guy starts asking serious questions or, wants to move up, because again, also I have boundaries in my life, right? You can't talk to me after sundown if I'm not exclusive with you. I can't pick up your phone call after sundown. I can't text you after sundown. You can't come into my home. So to get full access to me, you're going to have to talk to my brothers. You're going to have to put a ring on it. You're going to have to deliver something that will meet the standards that I have. I know it's very high, but it works with me. It works for me. I don't know, I like it. I like it here. I feel safe. Of course, my inbox on my phone is not jumping with men telling me, calling me beautiful every day or telling me good morning every day. But the men who approach me are very clear and intentional about what is going on and what they need from me, or what I would be able to get myself to and where we're going. They're very intentional with it, okay? But again, I'm getting older, so it's really important for me. I'm in my late 20s. Being intentional is really important to me. I just don't have time to play around. I mean, if I get, I'm not like crazy, like, oh my God, I want to get married. It's not a crazy thing. What I mean is, I'm not really like, I need to get married, whatever, I need to have children. If it works out for me like that, great. I have other goals and plans in my life. But if it's going to work out for me to get married or to have children, it has to be the standards that I want. Otherwise, I am completely fine alone. I love it here. This is really fun. I love being single. It's the best thing. Being childless right now. Oh, life is good. Life is very good. Anyway, really, just to conclude everything, really you should ask, does this man you're trying to fit into your life, does he have standards that he can answer someone to if he fails those standards? So back to what I was saying earlier, when a guy wants to take me off the market or he starts asking serious questions, I have him talk to my brothers. Okay, I grew up with 4 brothers, but I have him talk to my brothers. So my brothers, listen, the last person who proposed to me, my brothers have asked them some serious questions. I have my brothers come from broad backgrounds, okay? Some of them are engineers, some of them are real estate investors, some of them do business. One of them is a pastor, a preacher. So they're gonna ask it. One of them is a player, okay? So he can sniff out a player from Timbuktu. Actually, Timbuktu is a city in Mali. But anyway, he can sniff out a player from the moon on Earth, okay? So he will literally, sometimes this brother, I don't want to say my family's name out loud. But this brother that I have, I don't want to say my family's name out loud. They didn't sign up for this. I did. But anyway, one day I was talking to a guy on the phone and he didn't even hear his voice. He just heard how I was reacting to the things he was saying to me. And he said, Krista, it's not promising. He's a player. Don't deal with him. You're going to do what you want to do, but I'm letting you know, watch out. Okay? So I have brothers who, they will find information. They will grill you. Okay? So anyway, can this guy answer things to you? And also his family. If he screws up, if you show up with a black eye, what is his mother going to say? What is his father going to do about it? What are his sisters going to see him as? You need to ask yourself these questions. Or maybe a black eye, that's like the worst case scenario, but just little things. Like I have an ex. If I say, I'm going to call your aunt, whatever he's doing is he's straightened up. Or I say, I'm going to call your sister. Jesus forbid. Whatever he's doing, he fixes it. He cleans it up. We don't have a problem anymore. We are done. It's okay. He's good. He's good. He was just playing around. We're good to go. Okay? So again, I'm not saying sometimes some people don't come from a good family. Sometimes some people, we all have our histories. Even heck, I do. I don't come from a perfect background. But again, it's important to vet his friends. Maybe he doesn't come from a perfect background, but his friends. What kind of friends does he have? Does he have friends? Is he like, oh, I'm a loner, I don't have friends? You have this grown man in front of you, this grown man who claims he has all these businesses, all these things, and he doesn't have friends, he doesn't have business partners, he doesn't have anyone he goes golfing with, anyone he does spend the holidays with. Something is not adding up. Don't buy the handbag, ladies. Don't buy that handbags. I tell you. And remember, You need to be a reciprocal of all of these things. And remember, you need to be the reciprocal of all of these things you want in a man. So if you want a man with a lot to lose, do you have a lot to lose? Are you studying? Are you studying to be a lawyer, a doctor, a pilot? Heck, even an influencer? Okay, so as a lawyer, if you do anything crazy, you slash his tires, you are fighting in the street, or doing anything crazy, you will get disbarred. As a pilot, if you do anything that questions your sanity, you're not going to be able to pass that medical. Okay? As an influencer, if you do anything crazy to that man, he can just record you and say that this is a person who shows up on social media, this is how perfect she presents herself, but this is what she really does to me when no one is looking. Okay? So you, just like you want him to have a lot to lose, if you need to speak up, he also needs to know you have a lot to lose. Okay? He also needs to be safe. You cannot say, I want this person who I can feel safe with, I want to be able to vet them, and he cannot vet you. He doesn't know where you come from. He doesn't know anything. Do you think he's gonna be safe, feel safe enough to give you time of day? I wouldn't. And if, again, you don't come from a good family or whatever, find good friends. Find solid friends. I have friends that if anything happens, if I get myself into so much a mess, they can't even talk to me. They can't associate with that. I have friends who are lawyers, who own law firms. They're drop dead gorgeous and everything, but there are certain things they can't be seen with anybody just doing anything. Okay? So if you don't have a solid family that you can come from, have solid people you surround yourself with. Okay? Your actions should have as much consequences as his does. You need to be the reciprocal of the type of man you're asking. You need to be able to hold the handbag that you wish to have. So do you want a man who has a lot to lose? Do you have a lot to lose? That if you don't, that would be like you not cultivating yourself enough. That would be like going to a luxury retail manufacturer and say, imagine you go into Chanel or Dior or Gucci or wherever, a luxury brand, right? And you say, I want the best handbag you have, the top, the best of the best, but I don't have any money. I don't have any way to get this handbag, but I want you to give it to me. They're not going to call the police. They're going to call the insane asylum. Your actions should have as much consequence as his does. Whatever it is that you want in a man, you should be able to deliver it within yourself. Okay? At least long-term wise. Short-term wise, you can fool whoever you need to fool, whatever, but someone who's looking into you, looking at you long-term, just like how you have questions, you have things that need to be met, they will have questions. They will have things that they need to be met as well. It's only normal. If they don't, you need to be worried of them. If he's saying everything's checked out, I'm perfect, but you don't worry, I don't need to check anything, don't worry. There's a deeper ice underneath of that iceberg. I would be very worried and concerned. So these are all simple but very necessary things that we need to ask if we want to get into a long-term relationship, date, get married, or get that handbag. Okay, so back to the store. No pun intended. So back to the store. A question that you need to ask yourself is, after I leave the store, with this handbag, where am I going to place it? Do I even have a place for it? Okay? Where am I in life? Am I in university? Do I need to be shopping for handbags while I'm in school or in university with no money? Okay? If you can, you can. Hey, you never know, okay? But do I need to be dating while I'm doing this thing? And that's okay. You should. I really think women should date. I'm not saying laying with somebody, but I do think you should date, especially when you're in university, to kind of see to just explore a little bit. Again, you're handbag shopping, right? You go to the store to look at the bag. You're not taking the bag home. You're just looking at the bag, okay? So look at the bags. Okay, so again, you ask yourself, after I leave the store with this bag, do I have a place for it? Where am I going to place it? Where does it fit in my life? Is it a temporary bag? Does it want to be, is it a temporary, am I seeing this bag as a temporary bag, but this bag is actually embedding itself into my life full term? These are serious questions that you need to ask yourself. And potentially the bag, the date, right? Am I ready to enter motherhood with this bag? Am I ready to enter womanhood with this bag, with this date? Okay? And even if you got it like that, you know, I use the bag analogy as dating, right? So even if you got it like that, you can easily go into a store, get a $3,000 bag, get a $10,000 bag, get a $200 bag, whatever, right? Or you can easily go somewhere and get any dates you want, right? After a while, it will get draining. After a while, if you do not have perimeters and long-term vision for the bag you're getting or the dates you're getting, it's going to get extremely draining. You can be the richest person on earth if you go and buy handbags every single day. Okay, maybe not the richest person, because the richest person has a lot of money. But you can have a lot of money and resources, right? You can have millions. But if every day you go overspend, spend, get this bag, or you could be the most blessed, beautiful person on this earth, right? If every day you go date, spend to get the bag, right? You will get drained. You will be exhausted. You will feel spent. Okay? Dating is not something designed to do constantly for all the time. Unless you plan that. Okay? So forgive me, y'all. I did go a little bit in, but I did apologize in advance. I did give you guys a little warning initially. This was a really deep topic, but I hope that you got some things taken away from it. Next time you date or next time you go to buy a handbag, just think of these points. Okay, think of what you've heard. If I may even suggest you do that, and see how useful you want these points to be in your decision making in getting a bag or getting a date. And thank you all for watching the Feminine Takeoff, and thank you all for your time in supporting this channel and watching the channel, commenting, and so comment what you think about this topic. Comment, let me know if you want more topics like this, or say if you don't like it, let me know. How can I know and just do better if I don't know, right? So anyway, now thank you all for watching the Feminine Takeoff. Let's take off to better ourselves. Mwah.